Hi, Sergio.
Hi.
Hi, good evening, my time. What's the time over there?
Right now it's 8 o'clock. Oh, it's almost 8 o'clock.
AM or
Yeah,
PM?
8 a.m.
Oh my God, that's very early. Where are you?
I'm located in Washington State. It's like
Oh,
in
okay.
the well, I guess Pacific Northwest. It's like in the northwest of United States.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
it's like next to Canada.
So it's very close to Canada.
Yeah, where I live it's like an hour, maybe 2 hours, just um to
Oh,
drive
that's
to Canada.
interesting. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Has your project been coming?
Um, so far I just been collecting resources for I found a project that I could contribute to. I found OpenBow and I'm trying to well I just barely finished collecting resources for the spreadsheet that I create. But the next thing I was planning to do is do the onboarding PowerPoint. I'll create the onboarding PowerPoint and then um try to create a video, like a documentary video, but that's gonna take a while.
Okay, that's okay. I mean, you have all the time to prepare your resources and get things together.
Yeah.
If you need any help, you could contact me with whatever you are doing.
Yeah. It's just I guess just for me it's just doing it. It's just because I have other like things, other projects that I'm doing. It's just managing all of
Oh,
them at
okay.
once. Yeah.
Okay, so it's more of a time management thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um
okay. Hi, Stacy. Good evening. My
Hi,
time.
everybody. How's it going?
It's going well.
Great. I'm not sure if Marcella is on vacation this week or not, or if she's back. Let me ping a couple folks.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good
Hi,
evening.
hi, Yasin.
Thank you, bro.
well
Yes.
Oh, hi, Stacy. I'm assuming Marcella's joining, but we're 3 minutes in, so we'll just kick off. So great news. Stacy, Marcella, and myself submitted a panel for both OSS North America and OpenSSF Day. Um, OpenSSF Day, we got the email, I think today, that the panel was accepted. Woohoo. So we're really excited about that.
Oh, that's
Which,
nice.
yeah, thank you. We'll chat with um, Ijiro, yourself, and the OSS Africa group. For OSS Africa, we were thinking of having a video for the group. You know, you can do it in person or virtually, but some kind of recording where the group just talks about it or introduces themselves. Something that when we go to highlight OSS Africa, the group can come in on a virtual aspect.
Oh, okay.
With
That's interesting.
yeah, it was like a pre-recording. That way, y'all could be present at the conference in spirit, just to ease the burden of the, the visa travel and the ugliness that's in the US right now. So um, that's the first announcement. I know Marcella submitted the mentorship to the TAC last week or before it was due. So we're excited to have that submitted. We increased the mentorship to 8 um, mentees because we did have a few different open source projects that um, wanted to participate. I don't know them off the top of head. I think it was OS, SBOMIT, Get Riff, Get Tough, and I forgot the other two. Hey, Marcella,
Hi.
which is doing quick updates. The Bear panel was accepted at OpenSSF Community Day, and then we submitted the talk, submitted the mentorship program. Uh, any comments or anything about the panel or the mentorship before we move on?
We also have the submission at the regular open source summit, right, for the panel?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
I
haven't
think
heard back.
that doesn't come out until early March, actually. I was just looking at it today. They're so much later than OpenSSF Community Days, getting back to folks. So it was like March 16th, I think, is when
Ah,
they're supposed
okay.
to announce. Yeah, I don't know. I guess they do have a lot more talks to go through. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair.
ours have yeah.
Um, yeah, I did also want to make a comment um, about the mentorship. I wasn't at the
Oh,
last TAC meeting, but I think they discussed it there. And I believe we have all the approvals that we need um, to get it approved.
nice.
So at this point, we've got, yeah, like um, 8 approving votes.
Hey,
So I think it's gonna happen.
nice.
I think that's what that means. So yeah, I think we have to create a like update the Slack group just within the mentor for the mentors, make announcements on the public Slack channel as well. Um, I don't want to announce until the TAC and staff officially say that it's been
yeah,
approved, but um, I think we can start maybe just um, with the mentors directly, like talk to them about getting ready for preparing their project descriptions and onboarding on LFX and all of that good stuff. So yeah,
Marcella, was it 4 projects that accepted to participate, or was it 5? I can't remember.
we ended up
about
having
5.
4 committed projects.
Okay. Okay.
Unless there was a fifth one I didn't know. I think Zarf, we had, I
We had
think
asked
Stacey,
them. I'm not sure
yeah.
if they filled out the form and got back to you or not.
Oh, that's a good point. Because I was on vacation, frankly, forgot I had that form. Just vacation brain. So, let's see. Um, 4 responses. Yeah, no, we never heard back from Zarf.
Okay. All right.
Um, yeah,
We
and
have
I
until
think,
next week, right?
yeah, we have until next week. Pretty
I
sure.
can check in with them again and just say, hey, if you're interested, make sure you submit by the 2nd, right?
Yeah, we have the
Yeah.
funds. So I spoke with Patrick yesterday for Get Tough, and he was saying that they'll probably be able to take one, even though at the beginning they were like, we can probably take 2. So I think we'll have room for one more project.
Cool.
Um, trying to open this link. It's not working. Anyway, yeah, so I think that's also good news. Yeah, that's all I had.
I did send our Thursday office hours to calendar invite to Mihai. So he is confirmed. I don't know if either of you want to reach out to him ahead of time with any prep questions or anything like that, but I mean, he's pretty good on the fly as well.
Yeah, I think I was going to, like, I
Okay.
think I had volunteered to moderate that one.
Okay.
Not that I wouldn't appreciate support, but yeah, I think that's that was the plan. So yeah, I was actually planning to reach out to Mihai. Let me remove that from my.
Yeah, I'll be available the first half. So
Okay.
And I need to get a little promo thing together so that we can make sure people are aware of that.
Yeah. Um, we also did submit a like AI security panel to Open Source Summit. So
wait,
yeah, this can be like a good promo for that as well.
Nice. Yeah.
Um, yeah. And
does Mihai need slides or any of that, or it's just gonna be more of an initial chat? Do we know?
I think he may have slides. I'll ask him because I think it could be helpful to have like a little visual. Um, but yeah, I'll ask him about the slides. Um, yeah.
Anything else on the welcome call?
I don't think so. Yeah, probably really just promoting at this point, given that um
Yep.
we have like 2 days. Um, is there I mean, besides just having everything ready weeks ahead of time, Stacy, do you know if there's like a way to schedule or automate some of the promo stuff?
Yeah,
Um,
we should be able to. I think it's just I got inundated with other things, especially the security slam stuff that took
yeah.
a little bit more time than I was planning. Uh,
It's definitely not your
um,
fault. I'm
oh,
just kind
I
of
know.
saying
I
in
just,
general. Um,
yeah. I have a template for like Canva to make like the little promo cards. And otherwise, I don't know, when we pick a topic and schedule them, maybe we should just like create a
just
quick little, here's the social that we want to put out, and then I can just schedule it and get it all set up.
yeah. Because I know historically we've just done a lot of that ourselves, and then we end up just being like, oh crap, like it's tomorrow. And
Exactly.
yeah, we're all very busy people.
Yeah.
No, that's great though.
So this one on Thursday is just AIML working group and like an
Yeah,
introduction to that group, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm imagining 15, maybe 20 minutes of
Okay.
just Mihai kind of introducing the working group, talking about how it came to be, everyone who participates, what are the different SIGs and projects under that, and um, then opening it up to questions.
Very good.
Um, yeah. And yeah, I know Mihai talks about the working group constantly, so I'm confident that it'll go well. Um, I don't know if you can find out if Jay is also going to be available, because if Jay could also speak to some of the like cross-organizational stuff that the working group has been doing, um, that'd be good too.
Would you like me to reach out to Jay, or would one of you like to do that?
Um, I
We
can
should
do
ping
that
him.
since, yeah, we can,
Okay.
I think we already have a group chat with him.
Cool.
Because that way it's also not just Mihai.
Put us all in the chat, and then that way, whoever sees it first.
Yeah. Um,
Did I spell Mihai's name correctly? I don't think I did.
oh, on, yeah, I think there's no L there.
There is or there's not.
There's no,
Um, would you say Jade covers like the subgroups?
Jay can, like Jay is also very, very involved in the COSI group, which is separate from OpenSSF. And so I think he can speak a lot to that kind of crossover between the two groups. Um, I know for the like open source summit panel, Jay is also on it, and I think that's what he plans to talk about. So, yeah.
Cool.
Thank you for sending that.
Yeah, do it now because then I'll forget.
Yep. I added an OSS Africa update at the end of the agenda.
Okay. Anything else for the welcome call?
I think not.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you for adding the
Next,
TAC update.
yeah, absolutely.
Oh, is
Go ahead.
is it my turn or
We'll just cover the TAC and then we'll go to the CTI.
okay.
Yeah, the TAC should be quick. I just made a copy of our Q3. Um, and then it's due, I think, Friday.
Yeah,
So I'll take first swing at it and then
thank you.
um,
Yeah, I was gonna say too that we probably want to ask the OSS Africa leads to just contribute their section
okay.
if they want.
Yujiro?
Not that person from the OSS Africa, yes. I want to be clear. What should we make contributions to?
I'll
So
send a message to the group, but every quarter we have an update with the tax of the technical advisory
council.
council seat. Um, and it's pretty much just like what we've done in the last quarter. So just an update of like for the group would be like, oh, South Africa was started. We became an official SIG. We got our group together. Um, just like high level. You'll see if you see in the Q1 tag, I'll put it in the comments here
Okay.
in the meeting. You can kind of see how we've done it before. And then I'll add a section for OSF Africa. And then next
All
week
right.
at the same time, we present the updates to the TAC.
All
Yeah,
right.
Marcella, anything else to add to that?
Um, you can join the TAC call. I actually think that's a pretty useful thing to do because we get updates from other working groups as well. But in general, um, it's usually the working group leads that are just kind of expected to be
Okay.
there. So definitely feel free to join the next week's TAT call, but
What
don't
time is it?
feel the same time as this. So
Oh,
yeah, the same time, but it alternates. Um, so 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern time. I think you're in GMT time, right? So 5 hours after that. Um, yeah. And the meeting is
Okay.
open to the public, like Stacy's saying in the chat. But we mostly want to make sure that like the OSS Africa piece is captured accurately from the group's perspective, not just from the updates that we hear.
Yeah.
okay. Okay. I also wanted to ask, I think I sent something to Stacy. I don't know when I would get feedback and also what I should tell the persons from the community right now.
This was in regards to the Oscar Fest, is that right? Or
Okay, that's the African Cyber Fest, not the Oscar
African
Fest
Cyber? Sorry.
happens the third
Yeah,
quarter of the year, so that's not now.
gotcha. Okay, right. So the Cyberfest. Um, yeah, I looked at the is that those that slide deck that you sent me. I know it was like kind of a work in progress. Do you know if that's done yet?
Yeah, it is.
Everything. Okay, cool. I just wanted to verify that.
Okay.
I am waiting for the folks. Everyone's at the Linux Foundation Members Summit this week. So I'm waiting on to talk to Adrian to see if I can get some approval on funding and how much we can do and things like that. So um,
Okay.
I looked at it. I have some thoughts around it, but I got to check with the
Uh,
bosses before we can make
Okay.
any
So
decisions.
okay, so I mentioned to you the last time when I sent it to you that there could be some little, I think in Nigeria we call it uh connection or nepotism or adjustment from the list because asked him, looking at the lower sides funding, I asked if we could get speaking slots also the panel session involved. So if possible, we could get both the speaking slots or maybe alternate the speaking slots for the panel section or maybe get both. And he said we could work around that. So I'm hopeful that maybe from your feedback, I'll tell him and we'll be able to work around something better than what is already on the list.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so let me see what kind of funds are available.
Okay.
And then you and I can kind of get together and make a plan
All right.
going forward.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you all. Anything else for the tax topic? Going once, going twice. Sergio, your turn.
Okay.
How's BPI going?
I guess I guess the past 2 weeks I found a project that I was for to contribute to, and I collected resources and put in a spreadsheet. I'm just gonna share my screen. I can it's Open Bow, which is like I'm trying to contribute to this project or how create resources for it. It's like Open Bow is like a password manager. It's kind of like a password manager, but for developers where they can store their passwords or credentials and use their AP for API or anything like that. It's like it's like a password manager for developers. In simple terms, I just collected the resources that I found. And I guess I guess not right now, but like I guess I could plan like to contribute like tutorial videos on how to use OpenBow, but that's like maybe 2 months from now or like 3 months from now. But um, I collected like the usual, like the website, the user documentation, developer documentation, GitHub repository, and then um, the good first issue, and then the GitHub discussion, and then they're not using the Slack. I know they have a Slack channel, but like they're mostly using the Zillow from the Linux Foundation channel, and then I also posted the channels where they can um go to, and then the community channel on Zoom, which I put like extra note like, oh, it's on 8 during 8 a.m. Pacific time, and the project roadmap. And I started creating like the onboarding presentation that I was gonna do for my students so they could kind of like get motivated to contribute to OpenBOW. And I guess hopefully when I'm done with this, I could contribute to this to the OpenSSF up on the presentation. I'm just putting like I don't know, I think these are called like notes, presentation notes. So anyone that wants to onboard like a student, they could just read the notes and just hopefully onboard their students to contribute to OpenBOW. I guess the next tag is I told my manager that hopefully I finish this onboarding presentation by this Friday, but hopefully um um and then I guess the next task is just finishing this presentation and then creating a video on how to set up your development environment to contribute to OpenBOW. I guess those are like the two things I plan to work on by next status update. Um, and that's all.
Cool. I just had a quick question. I was wondering if you've been in communication with any of the maintainers from the
Y-
OpenBOW project.
Yeah, I went to
Okay,
their meeting. I
cool.
talked
Okay.
about like um I searched for their first GitHub issue, four of them. Not just I went there and just told them, and then they told me to go to the Zulip chat and
Nice.
uh, post my questions when I have questions there.
Amazing. I would just say, like, once you have your presentation slides done, just make sure to run it by those guys, and get their
Yeah.
approval.
Okay.
But yeah, this is great. Good job. Great work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
this
you
is
for
really
that.
cool.
Go ahead, Miss Lynn.
Um, I'm sorry, I just jumped in.
You're good.
Um, yeah, so is OpenBOW just the first project that you're planning on doing this way and then finding a different one? Like, I
Yeah,
guess. Okay,
hopefully,
cool.
it's just this one. I'm just trying to figure out what to contribute to the organization.
Yeah. No, we've been wanting to, for a while, collect or put together some sort of guide that helps like new contributors, kind of like what you're doing. What are the resources to get involved? How do you get the project set up? Those kinds of things. So I think that's like what you're doing is like very aligned with that. So I think that's really cool. And doing your project by project is fine. Yeah. Um, Let us know what you need from us. Yeah.
Yeah, the one thing I would say is I think creating these onboarding how to contribute is a contribution to OpenBOW. Um,
Yeah.
Having the source, you know, contributing source code is a contribution, but I think what you're doing is absolutely amazing. The one thing I would love to see, um, as you're going through this is documenting your steps, right? You said step one was find a project. Step two was start documenting how to connect, right? Step three was go in and find, join the group, introduce yourself, let them know what you're doing, find a project, so on and so forth. If you can document this into like what are called like procedurals, what now you can do is now you can scale this. So the next one, you don't have to remember exactly what you've done. You already have like a, let's say, checklist, a step-by-step list, um, that you can also get your students to be like, okay, you want to contribute? Here's how I contribute to OpenVal, and you kind of give them what we call like a playbook or a procedure of how to do it that we can even share with OpenSSF that projects that don't have this, people that are I've seen in the Slack in general, there's been tons of people that have come in and be like, I'm new, I really want to do something. This could be like a quote unquote assignment that we give people that are trying to come in. So I think this is fantastic. Thank you for it. The only thing I would add is if you want to like document your steps and like template it, like this is the Excel sheet that I had and the information I collected. This is my steps. I think that would be so valuable.
Yeah, I was kind of, it's just, I would, I was kind of writing the documentation, but it's just on paper, and it's like, it's not structured, right? It was just like mostly sticky notes here and there.
It doesn't have to be pretty. It does not have to be pretty. If you want to throw it on a Google Doc and share it with us, we can help you make it pretty. It doesn't have to
Yeah.
be
Okay.
perfect.
Yeah, or even contribute to the repo, to the Bear repo, right? Like we can do
Yeah.
it that
Yeah.
way too.
Yeah.
But Google Doc is fine.
100%. Well, we can do Google Doc and then move it to the repo once it's like
Totally.
we do everything in Google Doc here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sometimes it makes it into the repo. Yeah.
We're gonna get that.
No,
Anyway,
I think it would be pretty cool to like we'll definitely include that in our TAC report out as well, I think. I forget what CTI stands for, unfortunately.
It stands for Computing Talent Initiative.
Thank you. Um, yeah. Um, yeah, and definitely I think for like once the mentorship gets going, I think it'd be pretty interesting to like see how you can connect the mentorship pieces as well. I know OpenVal is, for example, not participating in the mentorship this year, but it could be like part of the like handbook or yeah, whatever that whatever you want to call it, and you can add that in there as well and say like, are there mentorship opportunities? What does that look like? So, um, yeah. Any other questions from you, Sergio, or
Well, I
from
guess
anyone?
it's just maybe like a month or two. Maybe well, I want to like do a project documentary where the project maintainer asks um like I asked them question like why, like the history of the project, but um hopefully, well, I guess that's like one of my tasks. Like hopefully that's um reasonable to ask one of the maintainers to interview them for like a project documentary video. Um,
Yeah. Actually, I don't know because OpenSSF was already doing some project interviews with maintainers, right?
Yeah, we're like I think we've got 13, 14 projects done out of our 21, 22. Where we're doing, but they're like short, right? They're like project overviews, it like this OpenSSF project in like less than 5 minutes or around 5 minutes, right? So it's not extensive. It's just what's the value? What is your project? What's the value of your project? What's the business or use case? And then,
yeah,
how to
that's what
get started.
yeah, that's why I was kind of gonna I was looking for like the history, like what's it solving? Why did you created it? Like a project overview and like maybe the architecture. Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's good to dive a little deeper, and do, a deeper dive into those projects. Um, yeah, but I can share the playlist with you too, where we've done the project interviews on our side.
okay.
And you can also see who we interviewed and reach out to them for yours as well.
Okay.
So maybe my final question for you is, uh, Sergio, like, do you, I mean, are you comfortable doing this just on your own for now? Are you at a point where it would be helpful to have um like more contributors along with you to do this, or what are you thinking?
Right now I'm just comfortable doing it by myself. It's just
Okay.
like it's just timing. It's just not timing, but it's just like managing time management kind of thing.
Yep. I get that. I definitely get that. Okay. Yeah, well, definitely part of the reason I ask is, there's a bunch of people in the Bear working group and, maybe there's someone who's got some time and can split some of the tasks with you. If you do feel like you're under a time crunch. Um,
Or you might have one mentee for the summer.
ah. Yeah. Yeah, I think we like this year, I don't know if we restricted it to like coding though. I don't know if LFX is okay with like documentation mentees. I don't know. Who would we ask about that? Maybe Kate.
Kate? Yep. I
Yeah.
think Kate.
Okay. Yeah. Because that actually opens a ton of possibilities. I think we had a similar discussion a few meetings ago, and you were saying it was mostly going to be um, like software and coding related mentorships, but if we could expand beyond that, yeah, that would be great. Um, cool. So, anything else on the CTI topic?
I'm done with my update.
Thank you. Um, and we have, I think on the last agenda item is OSS Africa updates. Um, I know we already spoke with Ajiro a bit about the Africa Cyberfest. Um, was there anything else you wanted to share on that, Ajiro? Um,
Okay, so I feel like we do not have any current updates concerning the OpenSSF Africa. Sorry. Oh my God, I find it very difficult to make these pronunciations. OpenSSF, OpenSSA, but yeah. But what we are currently working on from my end is we are planning a virtual section where we'd introduce people to the community instead of looking at a first in-person section. We're trying to plan out a virtual session where we'll talk about OpenSSF and OpenSSA and how people could get involved in the open source space. But I don't know, it is something I'm supposed to have made arrangements for like the past 2 weeks and try looking for a way to make it more public. We are going to host it on maybe Zoom or Google Meet. I'm not so sure of that, but yeah. So maybe we would make the arrangement and give the community feedback to help us maybe publicize it on joining our space, the virtual meetup where we talk about OpenSSA. That's the update I have. I'm not sure if Prince has any other updates because it's on the call.
Thank you, Edio. So first off, I think it's OSS Africa. Um, um, we are also planning for an in-person event in April. We have been conversing about that. We did much of it. Um, we were able to talk about it today also. As soon as we finalize um, our work on the in-person event, we'll also share it. The American group chat or the OSS Africa chat so folks can contribute to it.
Cool. So, for both of these events, definitely feel free to, um, I guess, ask for assistance from OpenSSF. OpenSSF can host like a public Zoom call um, for the virtual session, especially. I don't know if you mentioned this, Prince, and I just missed it. Sorry. Where is the in-person event in April? Do you have a like venue yet? Um,
Okay, so sorry, I'm outside, so I'm by the road. I'm joining from my phone, so um sorry if you didn't hear me. Yeah. But then we are having this university, the University of Ghana, Legon, which has a conference call that is fairly I think affordable to use. It has some rooms in there that we planned on using. So I think it's below 500 USD for a day. Yes, using uh, a room that could host about 150 plus individuals. So yeah, that's where we currently want to hold our first in-person event at. Does that answer your question, Marcella?
yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that. Um, cool. I don't know because at that level of funds, I would imagine that OpenSSF can probably um, uh, fund at least some of that, if not all of it. Even though it's not a, even though it's not a like major conference. Um, I think the funding request cycle ahead of April has passed, so I'm not sure if we can just request funds
But yeah, I think
there.
this would be through a separate funding that we have allocated for um, OSS Africa in general.
Ah,
Um, but it sure would be nice if you could maybe write up some sort of proposal um, on this, like uh, description of the conference, like how are you getting speakers? Like, is it just a meetup or is it more of a, more like scheduled presentations for an entire day or just a couple hours, et cetera, et cetera. So an event proposal would be great. And then if it's just a meetup, then fine, just type up something um, like that too. And if you want to send that over to me, like I would say if any of you guys need funding from OpenSSF directly, we do have those funds allocated, but we have it's not a ton of money. So we just have to be particular about what we approve. And so having a proposal is probably the best way to go about that.
Yeah, so I we began work on this because of what you mentioned, Stacy, in our previous call, and this is to Marcella. I think on a previous call, Stacy mentioned that we could go ahead on having events like this. I mean, planning for stuff like this because there was, yes, of course, it has been mentioned then and again that there's limited funding. So we've been very, very particular about what we can go for and uh, what we can ask for. So I think this, but I mean, like if when we are done with, we are not really settled. We are not really done with planning and work on this. So as soon as we are done doing that, that will determine whether or not we can move forward with it. And I'm certain that by end of week, we should be done with this. So yeah, we are still collecting information on what goes into like the tangibles, what goes into it, and how much we can
Okay.
get.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, so just for I think logistics, I would probably, because I don't know when exactly in April, are you planning to have made decisions by April or host the event in April? Because that gives you more or less just a month to finalize everything, and that's a bit tight, just from my own experience.
Yes, so that is very true. So we're hoping to have the events in April, by final week in April, the last week in April. Um, yes, I think, well, I don't, okay, I haven't done these types of things before. So, as in planning like a large scale community events at this scale.
Okay, I feel like we should
But I
see.
think,
We have a call today. We have a call by the end of the day. So maybe when we are done with the call, we'll make whatever arrangements we can. We will be able to give you a proper feedback to see if how it's going to go, if it's going to be possible by the end of April, that would work. So we don't just make assumptions and maybe change our assumptions eventually.
okay, yeah. So actually, our call is tomorrow. That is Business Africa sick call, if that's what you are referring to. Not you. So if we can give any feedback on this, on whether it will be feasible, I think it would be after tomorrow. But we also are in communication um on this. So yeah, I mean basically by end of week, you should be able to um get back to you. I think Stacy and Marcella, your senior, on this. Yeah.
Uh, Sorry, what do you mean? Like what exactly are we getting back to you on? Just whether it's feasible? Because that'll depend quite a bit on the venue, right?
I think Prince was saying that they were going to solidify like the plan a little bit more on kind of the date, solidifying a date and all of the things before they come back to us with
Mm,
the specific request.
okay. Yeah,
Is
no,
that
that makes
correct,
complete
Prince?
sense.
Yes, yes. Thanks very much for that, Chris. Yeah.
Okay.
And so for the virtual session that you were talking about before, Ijiro, yeah, would it be helpful for OpenSSF to just organize the Zoom call in that way?
Oh, sure, it will. So how many an hour we're trying to make
Yes,
a plan
so
for
okay, please go ahead.
how many an hour we're trying to make a plan for this to work, and we would be so happy and appreciative if the OpenSSF wants to host the call in whichever way possible. But again, for the resources, for speakers that we are going to invite for this virtual session, we have not come to a conclusion because we are looking at doing this for next month. So we'll come to a conclusion, but we'll make sure we'll come to a conclusion before our next meeting and we'll send it into the Slack channel so that we'll all have a conversation about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right, so
additionally,
Ediro, this is
additionally,
just a bit of an update. So I think when last we had a call, and I think you weren't able to join that call. Um and so like the whole of the group shared some ideas on it. So I think there may be you may have veered off a little from what you originally intended on doing. So perhaps you can share your original idea again on the group we've created, and Yeah, of course. We ended up deciding that we were going to reach out for uh, the OpenSSF to have it on Zoom for a
Yeah,
separate like events to be created on Zoom for us. So
yeah,
I
that's what
think
Marcella just
well,
said.
well, um, but concerning the plan, I think there have been some changes, so I think can continue from there, from where you left off.
Okay, so whatever updates that has been made on the already existing plan we have, we can talk about that later and still give feedbacks to Marcella and the team. The only thing we know now is that the OpenSSF will host it on Zoom and we'll be able to like talk about whatever updates that is going to come up. We'll talk about that and reach out to the OpenSSF. Harmony, you wanted to say something?
Yes, the only two resources that we'll be needing for a virtual call is access to Zoom account to allow us like stream and have like proper control of the crowd and also speakers. We would be able to share the topic and it's going to be very awesome to have one person or maybe two come to the live session to like join and speak around it.
Okay, all of that, we'll try to put them together and get back to Marcella. Marcella, should we reach out to you when the whole decision is made?
I would
The
just post
topic
this in
is majorly on
the
open source security, jump in and contribute while getting knowledge and secrets. Sorry, I missed that.
Harmony, I think
oh
your network was bad, so there's a little backlogged from your conversation, but I think I get you. But I was asking Marcella, should we reach out to you directly after we come to a conclusion on what the virtual session is going to look like?
yeah, Jasenia just posted in the chat what I was going to say too. I think just post in the OSS Africa Slack channel and just
Okay.
like tag us when you have
Okay.
that. Um
Okay, that works.
yeah. Uh a question to Harmony's suggestion about speakers talking about cybersecurity and open source. Um I guess are you looking for any speakers in the OpenSSF community or I had imagined that they would be like part of OSS Africa or at least in the region.
I,
Um,
Can you hear me? My network better.
yeah, I think
yeah,
Can
your
you,
network
okay,
is
sorry.
better.
Sorry, I'm in transit, so it's bandwidth is like fluctuating. So basically I said it because we are going to be having conversations around security, we would appreciate if we have at least one speaker, maybe two, depending on when we're done with our planning, because the planning would also involve how many speakers and sections we can actually take within the hour that we're having like the webinar virtually. So we would appreciate one or two persons like to come talk about security and also even give major highlights of what OpenSF is all about globally, which would be very, very good for like the audience we're trying to like introduce. I hope that answers your question.
yeah, no, absolutely it did. Yes, thank you. That's exactly yeah. I wrote that down too. So
So
yeah.
there's another question I saw from the chat box is if there's going to be like a registration. Yes, we would prefer people to register. It's also going to be like a medium for us to collect data to access us in our blog in terms of email, would allow them to decide if they want to receive, blog posts and newsletters from us. It's also going to help us with crowd control management. One of the things that I've noticed while setting up virtual programs like this in the past is if there's no registration, there's not going to be like a pipeline to allow people come in and also to be able to manage them, including our expectations as well when it has to do with the numbers. Because if the people register before time, we'll be able to have data points for post-event presentation and much more. So it could just be something very simple, maybe a Google Docs or just something very a Google form probably
So Harmony, your network is quite bad. I don't know if it's mine.
No, it's also
Very
cutting on
simple,
mine.
including like things like
Okay.
gender. We won't ask for that.
O- Okay, I guess we heard you and we'll be able to communicate that better while we chat. I don't know.
No, yeah, I think the sound kind of lagged behind, but yeah. Uh is that feasible? I think Stacy, like for some other webinars, there's been registration forms too, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I've just put in the chat that like we do something similar where we do tech talks, where it's usually like a panel of people and then they just give a presentation for like an hour. But it doesn't have to be the same format, but it would, be similar, right? So check out that page as a resource for you guys so that you can see how we've done that. But it's basically we'll have a landing page, we'll have people register, we can get, we have those people in the database and things like that. So it's pretty easy to set up, but we'll need some prep time to make sure that it's set up and that everyone can get on. They have good network access. They can do a dry run. So usually all of those things need to take place, right? And then marketing can have some time to help promote it and things like that. But we can host it and create a page just like something like the Tech Talk, right?
Yeah, and I put in the chat because I know it was mentioned like newsletters and blogs that you want to send out. I would leverage OpenSSF to create your newsletters and the blog that you want to message out because they even have a broader audience too. So you're not limited to just the people that registered, but you can get a bigger audience and bigger support. So yep, Morty agrees.
Yeah, no, I absolutely second that. Definitely lean on OpenSSF where you can. Whether that's hosting the call or the registration forms or the blog posts. And that's not to say that OSS Africa can't also have like you can have your own newsletter as well. That's up to you. But yeah. Um,
Yeah, I'm one for the less work, the better.
yeah.
Me personally. Um, what you can think of doing is leveraging OpenSSF for the year. So you start building out that foundation and then you start doing a little bit more on your own as well, or extra, really.
Yeah.
But that way you can focus on the events because um, event planning, it seems like it's not a lot, but it's a lot.
It's
So
a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so hello.
yes,
We can hear
Yep, we
you.
can hear you.
I just wanted to add mention something so that uh Ejiro in harmony so that we are more aligned on some of these types of things. It'd be best if we could share them any updates whenever we are working on something in our group chats so that we would be able to move forward together as a group. Otherwise, we may be doing, there'd be duplicated efforts on these kinds of things. Right. So what I just realized is the the different members in the group were working on something that you and I think Ejiro and Harmony you were also working on this other thing, and we are kind of like giving conflicting conflicting feedback on this. So I think it would really help. We have the SIG Slack channel, and I think that'd be the best place to. Yes. So if you could like Stacy is saying, create a document, share it with the group, and then we all collaborate on it. Because currently we are a very small group at the moment, so we got feedback and then look forward more aligned on it. That's just something I wanted to add uh, from the OSS Africa group.
I think that's a really good suggestion. In general, yeah, one of the things that can be a bit difficult, because you're also not trying to spam everyone in the channel, but yeah, having some of these conversations out in the open uh, can be really helpful. I unfortunately also need to head out for another meeting. But yeah, we can catch up on Slack if there's any questions.
Yeah, same. And I'll be pinging OSS Africa once I update the tax document with your
Thank you.
sections for you to update. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Have a good week.